guys, so I'm back with part 3 of the Q&A that I've been running lately. So I've been getting a few more questions, so I thought I'd put together another one tonight. So the first question I'm going to start with tonight is, what is the optimal calorie intake either side of your maintenance for slow progress for either increasing or decreasing your body weight? So with myself and with my clients, I'll start usually very small, so either very small amount of calories below or above maintenance in regards to weight loss or weight gain. So for someone wanting to lose fat, I would start anywhere from 100 to 200 calories below maintenance. So if you maintain weight on 2,500 calories, then I wouldn't suggest you would drop straight to 2,000 straight away. I would get you to start at maybe 2,400 or even 2,300. So that way, you're really not in much of a deficit. You're still eating a lot of food, but you are going to be progressing. But as long as you know that it's going to take longer, the progress is going to take longer. So you are still going to lose fat, but it's going to be over a longer period of time. Same with muscle gain or weight gain. If you're only eating 100 or 200 calories above your maintenance, you will gradually gain weight, but it's going to be slow and it's going to take a lot longer. In saying that, you will have minimal fat gain though, body fat gain. So, and I guess with the muscle gain and fat loss, you will reach a point where you will plateau. So once you plateau, then it's up to you what you do. For muscle gain, there's really only one thing to do, and that's to add more calories. Or I guess you could kind of drop your average energy expenditure. For fat loss, you either need to take more calories or add in cardio. So as I mentioned in previous videos, cardio should be used as a tool. So at that point, if you drop to 2,300 and you're happy with the food intake but you didn't want to go any lower, instead of dropping calories again, you could just add a little bit more cardio. So you might add either 10-15 minutes worth of cardio, or if you're tracking it very closely, you might add in another 100 to 300 calories worth of cardio. So that's the best way to have slow progress either way, with fat loss or muscle gain. Question number 2, how to structure body weight workouts or programs. So this question, I guess, is probably not as interesting of an answer as the person that asked is expecting. So you want to structure your workout. It's really hard to structure a bodyweight program. You're going to end up doing pretty much the same exercises unless you're doing some real crazy variations of exercises to make like a split with different programs. So you have your usual pretty basic exercises for bodyweight work. And the way you would structure your workout would be like any other workout, is you start with your compound movements, so the exercises where you're using the most muscle groups, and then gradually work your way into isolation, so less muscle groups for that exercise. So you might start your workout with stuff like squats, lunges, pull-ups, push-ups and stuff, because you're using multiple muscle groups, and then as the workout goes on, go into more isolation. So stuff like, you might go into stuff like dips and crunches and all that type of stuff you'd save towards the end of the bodyweight workout. In saying that, if I was going to get someone to do a bodyweight workout, more often than not, I would just have them doing a circuit where you would probably still keep a similar order of exercises. So starting with your compounds and gradually getting into isolation. But I wouldn't be doing it in a normal structured workout, like starting with 3 sets of squats, bodyweight squats, and then going 3 or 4 sets of bodyweight chin-ups and then push-ups and stuff. I'd probably have it in a circuit, maybe pick anywhere from 5 to 10 exercises, pick a rep range. It might be 10, 12, 15, whatever it is, and then go through it in a circuit fashion. So as I mentioned, like any other program, start with your compound exercises first, so your multi-joint, your multi-muscle movements, and then gradually work into isolation. Question number 3, ways to speed up recovery. So there's heaps of different ways to speed up recovery, and some are proven, some are not proven, some could just be placebo, we don't really know. But I guess ways that I speed up my recovery, there's a few key ones that I do. So foam rolling and myofascial release is a massive one for my recovery, and then also just to get me ready for my workouts. So foam roll, spiky ball, using things like kettlebells, even lacrosse balls and golf balls and stuff like that to get into trigger points and break down the fascia surrounding the muscle. Other ways to speed up recovery, obviously stretching, things like Pilates, yoga and all that type of stuff. Your nutrition is obviously a very key component of recovery. So if your nutrition's not spot on, then your recovery is going to be a lot slower. Probably the main one is sleep. So if you're not sleeping consistently throughout the week, then your recovery is going to dramatically decrease. What else? Stuff like magnesium. I usually supplement with magnesium in a powder form before I go to bed, and fish oils and stuff like that for your joints and everything. Other ways of recovery, I guess more like a lot of athletes and stuff utilize this, is like cryotherapy or cold water therapy. Cryotherapy? Yeah, like contrast therapy. So hot water, cold water. So like pretty much icy cold water and then going into hot water. Or even just any type of water therapy. So just go down to the beach or just get in the pool or something and spend 10 to 15 minutes in there. That definitely helps with recovery. Again, I know there are studies done, but I don't know if whether it's a placebo or whether it actually works. But whenever I have a big session and then get in either like a really cold pool or go down to the beach or have an ice bath or something like that, I do feel a lot fresher the next day. I'd say they're probably the main ones that I use anyway for recovery, and I guess ways to speed up recovery. So just make sure you get everything kind of working together. Like I said, if your nutrition's no good, your sleep's no good, then forget about using magnesium. You still want to use magnesium, but don't expect magnesium or cold water therapy or something like that to magically cure your legs if you're not eating right or you're not getting enough sleep. Question number 4, how do I tone my body? So this is a question that I get very often from females, and there's a very simple answer for it. You cannot tone a muscle. So you can build a muscle and you can reduce your body fat, which gives you that tone definition type look, but you cannot tone a muscle. So going into the gym and doing sets of light weight with 15 to 20 reps and stuff like that to try and get that burn with the hope of toning your muscle is basically a waste of time. So go into the gym, lifting, anywhere from my suggestion is kind of 6 or 8 to 12 rep range. Focus on progressive overload, so progressively get stronger. Focus on compound movements where you're using more muscle groups and lifting a heavier load. There's no magic trick. There's nothing that's going to get you toned. Like I said, there's no such thing as toned. You want to build the muscle underneath, and yes, that applies for females as well. Don't be worried about getting too big. It's not that easy, trust me. So focus on building that lean muscle, and then if you still haven't got that toned or defined look that you're after, then it just means that you need to drop a little bit more body fat and probably still gain a little bit of lean muscle. So build the muscle, reduce your body fat level, and that's going to give you the look that you're after. So the last question I've got here is how to structure a refeed day or high carb day. So I've actually written a few things down. So I'll grab the camera and kind of talk you through it. This is my way of structuring a refeed or planning a high carb day. I know a lot of other people do it differently, and a lot of people kind of just go off guesswork with their refeed or high carb days, but mine is very structured, and I believe it's the easiest way to stay accurate with your progress and then keep things consistent. So I'll take you through it just quickly. Alright, so this is very, very simple. So as you can see on the top here, let's presume that your daily carb intake is 300 grams over 7 days per week. And all we're going to do to structure this refeed or high carb day is take a certain amount of carbs from 6 days and add them to the 7th. So we're going to drop it by 25 grams for 6 days of the week. So now leaves you with 275 grams of carbs instead of 300 for 6 days of the week. Now all we're doing with those carbs that we're taking out of the 6 days is adding them into the 7th. So that leaves us with, so 6 times 25, we've got 150 grams of carbs left over for the 7th day, and that will be our refeed or high carb day. Our average intake usually is 300 grams. We've got 150 to add to that, so that leaves us with the 450 gram high carb day or refeed day. The fat and protein will stay exactly the same, and yeah, so it's pretty easy. There's not much to it. There's plenty of other ways to do it, but this is simple, and this can be done over 2 or 3 days. Like I said, you can have 2 or 3 day refeeds throughout the week if you really want, but that just means you're going to have to drop probably a little bit lower on your low days, and then your high days are not going to be as high. So very simple. It takes the guesswork out of it. Keeps everything nice and accurate. Your weekly average is still exactly the same, and that's the main thing. So yeah, try this out, guys. Nice and simple. This is just my way of doing it. There are plenty of other ways. If you've got a different way and it works for you, then stick with that one, but this is how I do it.